from Jersey, baby, 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 baby.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Do We Love That For You?
Do we?
Do we? I'm Heather.
And I'm Zia, and yes, we are two Jersey girls in our 50s.
Yes, we are.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 26
Hey, 26.
of Do We Love That For You?
Do we? Got a little bit of singing now. Come on.
I know. Well, now that my voice is coming back and
That's
you know.
right. That's right.
So today's episode is going to be very interesting because
Very
our topic
interesting.
today is do we love being done?
Yep.
So we're going to talk about things we dislike.
Yes.
Well,
and
kind of.
kind of. Some things we do like, but sometimes
For the
we're
most
just
part. Yeah. We haven't had one of these yet.
No.
But Z,
Mm.
this is our 6-month anniversary of recording.
Love our 6-month anniversary.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And we also have more than 800 downloads.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. And the only continent aside from the Arctic is that we're missing is Australia.
Yep.
Australia. So next week we are going to figure out a way to bring an Australian to download us.
Yes.
We're not sure what we're doing yet, but got ideas, send them to us.
Yes, and we're running through a couple ideas to attract our Australian fans, because I was just telling Heather, a lot of the people I like are from Australia out there.
This is a true statement.
Whether it's famous or on Instagram. So yeah.
Oh, I can make you famous on Instagram.
That's right. Why we're just singing our way through today.
You know why?
Singing our way downtown.
I'm cheating and I'm moving to a new topic quick.
Okay,
Rob
let's
Bass
go.
just died.
I know. See, that's why we just represented with him.
We did.
Man.
Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
I know.
I mean, he was sick. He had cancer. So I'm glad he's out of pain. However, dude, I feel like the music is dying all over again. Like every time I turn around, there's another our generation musician.
I know. And
rapper, singer, something going. It's
I know a lot of you do not like Gen X, but I'm telling you, our music in the 80s, if you guys could just survive an 80s day, whether it be childhood or adulthood in the 80s, like you guys would have been like so freeing. It would have been so freeing, man. You would have been like, this is great. Yeah.
Yep. It's just sad. All right, we'll get into that later though.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
I do have a very funny story I need to tell you.
Yes, absolutely. We need those.
So, we all have it on our phone, the weather apps. And you get those, special weather statements and weather alerts and warnings and
absolutely
advisories and whatever.
Always.
So last week on the day that we hit the 90-degree day, I had a special weather statement pop up in New Hampshire. And I read it and I laughed and I moved on with my life because I had never seen this before. However, we got another special weather statement today announcing for the weekend.
All right.
So I reread this, or I not reread, I read this one, and it was the exact same weather statement. It's a weather statement telling us that even though the air temperature is going to be above 60, New Hampshire water temperature is not warm enough to be in. If you enter the water, you could get hypothermia.
Love it.
So that brings me to two questions. One, New Hampshire's slogan is live free or die. Let the motherfucker go in the water.
Hey, live free, man, and go choose to die or not.
But number two, why do we have to tell people this?
Well, everybody's going to get their short shorts out and their tank tops and feel free. And
Yes, I just
think
don't
it's beach
understand.
time.
Like how do you not know the water is still cold?
If the weather's hot, you put your bathing suits on, gotta go out and jump in. Yep. Well,
Ooh, what is this?
maybe you guys could have the polar plunge now. I mean, did they ever consider that?
They
And
probably would put out a special weather statement for it.
yep, they would. Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah,
That's
so
funny.
I just thought it was funny because the opening of this one was it's Memorial Day weekend, and as you enjoy the long weekend,
Love it.
remember. But this is from NOAA. This is from like the National
Yeah.
Weather Center. Like
Yeah.
this is a real weather statement. Like
Yep. That's
I just
crazy.
I don't get it. I
That's
don't get it.
crazy.
But so that's my little
That's
funny
funny.
story right now.
Yeah, that's good.
But you got to miss a day of work
I
because
did.
you
I
had some
did.
stuff going on. So what's
I
going
did.
on?
So we all know Zia's got a hip problem. It's just my right hip. I had surgery, as you know. That was 3 years ago, though, and now my hip is still
No.
hurting. Yeah, can you believe it? 3 years ago. I know. So it's been kicking back up. They gave me a cortisone shot. Didn't help. Did PT, and insurance. You gotta do the runaround.
Yep.
So I go Tuesday, which I always feel guilty when I take a day off, and I got my valuation actually, and I'm looking for the S's on it, and I'm like, there has to be another sick day on here. I've had to have taken more than 4 sick days. I did not.
Oh,
I, I I mean I don't know what I'm saving my time for, Heather, but I I don't know. Anyway, um so I take the sick day and I go for this shot, and the lady does the ultrasound guided shot,
yep.
and she goes, "Ooh, this is really inflamed still." And I was like, "Yeah, I that's what I was saying." She goes, "Did you get any relief from the first shot?" I go, "No, none." And she's like, "Not even a little?" I'm like, "No." I said, "It literally, after like whatever numbing stuff they put on or in or
Yep.
whatever, right after that numb stuff fell off, I felt the pain back right where it was the first shot."
Oh.
I get this shot, and I'm like sitting here, and I could tell as soon as everything wore off,
Mhm.
I'm sitting on the couch, and I was like, "Nope, this is not good." I was like,
Um.
I could just tell, and like she even touched like where it hurts the most before
Yeah.
she put the shot in. She goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
is it like right here?" And I was like, I just don't want anybody touching me now. Like, just don't touch it. Like,
Oh.
get away from it. Yep. But so we're, PT still, which thank God I love my PT lady.
Yeah.
She's been through a lot of things with me. Um,
Yeah.
but I get a little bit relief with her too at the moment she's doing something. And then she says, walk around. And by the time I'm done walking around, I'm back to where I
You're
feel.
back to where
So,
you were.
yep.
Oh,
Yep. So all that
sorry.
dancing did great for me when I was little. Very healthy, very healthy.
Yeah.
Dear God, what the heck?
Well,
Yep,
but you scared me this past weekend
I
when we had all
did.
that heat.
Yeah.
You had me very scared.
Yes, I did text you. And my little lifesaver, Alex, had to come save me. Zia has to do the things. I got to
Which
go
I
out
still
do the
don't
things.
understand who gave you permission to have a chainsaw. I'm still questioning that. And I
It's
know
a,
Zachariah
it,
says the same thing.
it does.
We are questioning who gave you permission to get a chainsaw. And yes, I'm saying that correctly. Who gave you permission?
Yes, yes, it's a handheld chainsaw.
Oh,
It
Lord,
has
have
made my
mercy.
life so much easier outside.
Oh, yeah. So much easier
Yes,
for you, worse
yes,
for all of us.
yes, but that's not why I scared you.
No.
I no, I got everything chopped down the way I wanted it to be. I was done, and then I had this one branch that Michael said it was getting too tall to be near the pool in case there was a storm. It was gonna go on the pool. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll get rid of that too. So, Zia Timber woman or something. I don't know. So I go out, I
Zia, the
chop
tree guy.
the tree guy, right. So I cut it down. It was just dangling because it's still attached by vines. And I'm pulling and I'm cutting the vines. And all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I just got really dizzy. And so I stopped for a second. I got my water again because I had water before. I knew it was hot.
Right?
Um, I even put a hat on. I mean, I was prepared. And I was like, all right, just stand here for a little bit, drink my water. Okay. A little bit break, go back. I go back, I go to pull the thing again, chop the vines. And I was like, oh, nope, I'm going down. And I call Alex on the phone and I was like, buddy, you got to come out here right now. I was like, I'm going to try to make it to the deck, but if I don't, man, you got to go find me. So he was like, okay. So he met me on the deck. I got up on the deck with him and I said, you got to give me a bag or a basket because I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I'm still drinking my water. Like I knew, I'm not stupid. I'm just,
Right. You knew
So
you were dehydrating.
absolutely. So and then he got me in the air conditioning because I was like, I can't move right now. He's like, you need to get in the air conditioning. And
Yeah.
once I got inside, I don't even think I got inside. I think I was sitting there trying not to throw up and drinking my water. And the cutest thing Alex said to me was, Mom, you're not getting younger. And in 8 years, you're going to be 60. And I was like, okay. I say, thank you. Because I was like,
Okay.
I'm trying to not throw up. And then I'm hearing, you're going to be 60 in 8 years, Mom.
He couldn't have done the math and said 2 years ago you were 50, or I mean, could have
No,
said
he didn't
12
want
years
to.
from now you'll be.
Yeah, I was just like, thank you, Alex. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that the older I get, the more my life's going to suck. It was so cute. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to go inside in my old life.
In
Let
my
me go
old life.
inside. Yes. Yes.
It must be a guy thing because I said to Rich the other day, I had medical news that I wasn't very happy with. And I said to him, I said, I'm tired of getting answers I don't want. And he's like,
Absolutely.
and Rich's words were, I'm sorry, honey, but you're not getting any younger. You're going to continue to get those. And I'm like, well, I don't want them.
Right. Right.
I don't want them. It
Yeah.
didn't say I didn't know I was getting them. I'm saying I don't want them.
Right. Right. And he's like, oh, my mom's always like, I'll go beat their butt. And he goes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do now? And I was like I wasn't beating up the tree though. I was just cutting the tree.
But wait, time out. If it came down to us having a fight,
Oh,
I'm a fight. I may be
yes,
going to the hospital with you
yes, yes,
because I'm hurt, because I hurt myself. But
absolutely.
you tell me let's
Yes,
race, my
yep,
ass is gonna win.
yep. I mean,
I will win.
you
I
see
may
me
die.
when I race the kids down the hall. They're like, Miss Z, I'm gonna beat you. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Nope.
Try it.
Yep. Nope.
Oh,
I'm game for that. And then
our
I'm done.
podcast visitors here.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Dagny. Ay, ay, ay.
So that was my little scare on
Yeah, so I
Sunday.
checked on you a couple of times in the
Yep.
evening to make sure you were okay, and
Yep.
then you
Yep.
were. How
I
hot was
was.
the school?
Actually, it's been doing pretty good.
Good. The air conditioners are working?
Yep. Yep.
Good.
Right now. I know Alex said he had gotten really nauseous in their school for a couple of days. It was not
Okay.
working. So he had to come home and, get some electrolytes and stuff like that. It was just so
Okay.
hot. But he's doing heavy work.
Right.
I'm just walking around the building, doing that stuff. Testing is done, so thank God.
Yay!
Whew, man, that was quite the testing time. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but good. All right. So as
Yep.
long as you guys were pretty good. We didn't
Yes.
turn the air conditioner on yet. Angie
Okay.
has hers on, but
Yeah.
technically she's on like the third floor, but we also have the loft, so she gets all the heat.
Alex too. Yep.
Right. So she has her air conditioner on.
Yep.
but we have, because we're on the mountain and we're in the middle of all these fields,
Yeah.
we had a good enough breeze coming through. I mean, the house was like 82, 83,
Okay.
but there was a
Yeah.
constant breeze in the house. So
Nice.
it was a hot there, and
Yep.
there was no real humidity,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yep.
In 2 months, there's no way we would have been able to do that. But for now, it's great. We just keep the
Yep.
windows cracked and,
Yep.
get the breeze cutting through. But
Yep. That's great. Yeah. Save
so
on that. Yep.
so back to Rob Base.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about social media.
Yes.
This is our version of politics.
Yes. Yes.
But tell me about people you follow and things you watch and do on social media.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about?
So I have saved a couple of clips, and then that's what made me kind of think about this. What point of a social media thing is like people are following it just to see if people are being stupid? More like in our day, the show Jackass. You know, you watched it because you knew that they were going to be, which I think they're actually making a new Jackass, so that's
Are
going to
they
be great.
really?
Yeah, but like it's like when you're in school and someone comes to school with something and you're like, don't make fun of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these people think that they're actually doing something great because everybody can be famous on, you know, social media now. It doesn't matter if you're pretty, ugly, you know, I don't know, all ranges, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's famous in their own social media session. If you like, I saw a lady doing makeup. She doesn't do it at all the way that it looks. And she's like, did I nail it after it's done? And I'm like, people are, and it's not like I don't follow her, but like every once in a while she creeps into my feed here and there. So I saved it. And I was just kind of like, I get it. I get it. You want to do this. But what is the point that somebody needs to tell you, fucker, that ain't it? That just ain't fucking it. Like, you need to get the hell off of social media. Like, people are just on there and they're clicking on you because it's fucking funny.
Right.
It's not good. And they just want to make fun of you because they think they're the beautiful people, and they're
Right.
not like, the song, Beautiful People. It's like, it's not it. And now you're just making a fool out of yourself, thinking people are all clicking on you, but it's like, it's not good. Like, it's a false sense of
Yeah.
security that you've made for yourself.
Yeah.
And yes, there are people out there, they're just like, oh my god, don't let anybody do anything to you, you're beautiful the way you are. And it's like, everybody's
Yeah.
beautiful in their own predicament, okay?
Right.
But when is the point that you're just going to stop? Like, I don't watch her. I mean, I got stuck on her because my feed was like, hey, maybe you'll like this. No,
The
I
new
fucking
algorithm.
don't.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
algorithm sent her to
yeah.
you.
And I'm like, no, I fucking don't like it. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to sit there and watch her do that to herself,
Right.
because what pleasure is that giving me? I don't need to be like, telling her, oh, you look so beautiful, even if it's not perfect. No, it's
Right.
like, just shut up. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Like, why are we conditioning people to think that everything is okay when it's really not fucking okay? Like,
Well,
go ahead.
so yeah, so I don't do the makeup tutorial people
Yeah.
or anything like that. I
Yep.
literally skip them the second they pop up on anything for me, because
Yep.
I
Yep.
I I think it's silly. I don't put my own makeup on.
Right.
So why am I going to watch you putting your makeup on, telling me about, putting your kid in the bathtub last night?
Right. Right.
I don't
Yep.
care.
Yep.
But I follow these people with dogs, and I'm sorry, I have two dogs, and my dogs aren't the best mannered dogs. And as you can see right now, since we have video, you can see this cat isn't the greatest cat either.
Right.
Although
Right.
she's just after love right now.
Right.
But I watch these people with these dogs, and it's like, really? Is your life like that all the time? Really?
Right. Right.
Really? Or how much are you faking right now?
Absolutely.
There's this one family, there's one group I watch, and they're very well known, and they have four dogs and three cats,
Mhm.
and one of the dogs is literally out of control and destroys everything
Oh
24
my
hours a
God.
day. Yet
Oh
their
my God.
house is always pristine and perfect and
Oh,
immaculate.
yeah.
No,
But
I'm
how
sorry.
believable. Yeah,
I'm
how
sorry.
believable.
So I think social media is great, and then now with all the AI,
Oh my God.
it's like, wait, is that dog really doing that, or is that person really doing that, or
Right.
and you have to figure it out. And I
Yep.
refuse to like the AI videos.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, we have our AI companions,
Yep.
um, but that's different.
Yep.
I mean, I
Well,
don't.
Star brought up there's a video out there, and actually one of my friends had sent it to me because what it said, yes, it does happen within the office or in the schools, right?
Mhm.
So I get the content was dead on, but
Right.
I told them that Star showed me that it was actually all made by AI,
Mm.
and it's these old professors
Mhm.
yelling at students, and it's
Oh.
all AI'd, and I mean, they look great. I mean, they look like older
Mhm.
people, older professors yelling at
Yeah.
someone, but Star showed me the original clip
Yeah.
that was AI. So it's like, yeah, it's dead on, the material's dead on, but you know, it's it's not real. So
Yeah.
where do you get that balance of living in that fantasy world and not?
Yep.
Yep.
So along that same line, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you just reminded me of another all
Yeah.
AI reel that everybody talks about, and I'm sure
Yep.
they've talked about it around you, but the one where the dog picks the person,
The
have
dog
you
picks.
seen those?
No.
So it's supposed to be all these people sit in this room, and then
Okay.
um they release a dog into the room who
Got
needs
it.
an adoption, and the dog wanders the room until it finds the person it wants, and then yay, it's found its
Oh.
human.
Oh.
And when I was volunteering at the SPCA a couple months ago,
Yeah.
there's like all these people were talking about how awesome that video was and how touching it was, and how you
How they
know
know and
how it's like these animals just know, and
uh-huh.
and it's like I look at these animals and I'm sitting there and the inside of me is like, oh my god, it's pure AI. And
Yeah.
now you and I have a little bit of a cheat on that because
Yep.
you have Michael and I have Rich, and I
Yep.
mean, this is Rich, I mean,
Right.
and we have
Right.
Alec,
Yep.
Eliza's Alec. I
Yep.
mean, there's no denying we know AI, we
Yep.
can spot AI because it's in our
Right.
life.
Right.
But like some of these people just don't know it's AI, and it's like, or
Yep.
like the ones where I don't know if you've ever seen them, but like these dogs that go to get a shot and they like super overreact and
Oh, yes.
faint. Now
Yes.
that is pure AI. A
Yep.
dog does not know you're about to stick them with a needle.
Yep. And
They don't
like
have that.
right. And if I do have a question about it, I usually send it to Star. Because I mean, that's the
She's
stuff
the
she
artist, and
does.
yeah.
Yeah, and she's always like, don't be using AI art. It's all based
Oh,
off of real art. And you're just, and I was like, yes, I understand, but sometimes I just need a quick picture and I gotta have
it's
it
just
done.
easier. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So,
Speaking of which, Star
yeah,
and Angela have yet to give us our "Do We
I
Love That
know
for You" art yet.
I know I gotta get on get on her for
Angie
that.
had another
Yep.
project that she was working on for me
Yep.
for
Yep.
my other life project.
Yeah.
We're not going to
And
get into that here, but
yep.
she
And
finished
Star has
that one,
been
so I'm
very
going to
busy.
remind her now that
Yep.
she
And
needs to
yep.
yeah.
Well, Star still has her show going on, I believe, in Asbury Park.
Mhm.
And then she has her work stuff she has to do. So she's a very busy
Oh,
Betty. Very busy Betty.
we didn't mention it. You said you sent me a message this past week. Star went to Nightshade.
She did. Oh my God. And I said to her, I was like, oh my God, Heather's gonna get so jelly.
I
Um,
am. I'm
yes,
so sad. I'm so
yes,
excited for her, but so sad for
yes.
me.
She's like, we made it to Nightshade. And I was like,
Ah,
oh. So yeah, we'll have to tag them again. Um,
yes.
But yeah, and she said that you and I might do a day trip to do what they did.
Okay.
They went to a diner,
Yeah.
and she said for us it's probably, once we go to the diner, she goes, it's probably 15 minutes up the road to go to Nightshade.
Okay.
So we
We're
can
there.
totally do this. Yeah, it's called, I think the diner, she said, was like one of the best diners she's been to. It's called Chit Chat.
Okay.
So yeah. So if they have a thing, I will tag both. But highly recommended. And she said the coffee was amazing at Nightshade. I said, great. We're just dying over here.
Is it the one in Hackensack or Orange?
I don't know, because it's 15 minutes away from
Nightshade. I'm looking. Hold on.
them. She
Oh,
did give
and
me direction things, so I do have them on my phone. I just can't access it right
it's
now.
in Westwood.
Yes.
Nightshade's in Westwood, so it would be the one in Orange. Right? Wouldn't
I don't know how many times we could put Nightshade down, but it's okay. It's okay. We are going to get to you.
we are. Oh, and by the way, Jackass is being released movie theaters on June 26th of this year.
Cool.
Since I'm the official computer
Yes, love
person.
it.
Let's
Yep.
see. No, it is the one that is it is the one that is in Hackensack.
Okay. So yeah, so she said we could eat there and then go to Nightshade and have our coffee, and yeah, so we'll have to do like a little day trip once you're here one time and just work that into your trip.
Yeah. Make
Yep.
it an extra day. Yeah, 15 minutes. Yep.
Yep.
So it's the one in Hackensack, which is fine.
Yep. Yep. So I'll tag both of them, and we
Yeah.
will get to Nightshade. We will, because it's
We
like
will get there.
we'll get there. Yep. Yep.
Goals and dreams.
Yep.
So since we're talking about being done,
Yes.
who else are you done with?
Oh
I hope
my
you're not done
God.
with me.
No. Yeah, and it's funny because Michael, every time I say I'm done, he goes, "It's very an Italian thing to say." All the Italians, he goes, are always done with something. I'm so done. I'm
I'm
done.
so done.
I'm done. It is true. It's true. I have gotten that phrase from my family. My grandfather used to say it all the time. Like somebody would piss him off and he'd be like, "I'm fucking done. I'm done. That's it." And you knew that was it. Like
You were done.
there's no coming
Mhm.
back. So it's like I start with my family. Like there's just things that you have to say. I can't talk about it anymore. Or it's like you're in a situation, people don't know the whole situation. Like, I'll bring up my dad, Pete, right? Like
Mhm.
people don't know the entirety of that situation. And
Right.
you get into those situations where they're like, "Oh, but it's your father. It's your, you know,
Mhm.
biological father," those kinds of things. And they have those things on the internet that say, "Oh, but they don't ask like what that person could have done, why you pulled away from your biological father," right? It's
Right.
like, so you don't know that people even in your family do not know the entire situation from beginning to end,
Right.
and they still want to input themselves into your situation and say, fix it or
Right.
do it. Like, repair that. You're going to regret it one day.
Yeah.
Dude, like, listen, if you're not regretting it on the other end of the pole, why am I going to regret it? Like, it's like, the phone goes two ways. You could call me and I could call you, but
Yep.
you don't fucking pick up the phone to call me. So why am I picking up the phone to call you?
Exactly.
And if I'm always the one calling you, that's not balanced.
No.
Like, there's never a time that you and I don't do that. You and I are like, sometimes we do it at the same time, but
Yeah, which is
it's
always
like,
kind of creepy.
yeah, but it's like, why just be done? Like,
Right.
I don't have to deal with you. Be
Right.
If you don't, I always say this, if I don't have any expectations, I can't be let down.
Exactly. No, that's
So
100%.
yeah, there comes a time when certain people you just have to go, "That's it, I'm done." 'Cause
Yeah.
to waste that energy, I could be not wasting, but I could be putting that energy towards something else. Like,
Well, it is wasting
positive.
because if it's one-sided, it
Yep,
is wasting energy.
yep,
It
yep,
is wasted
absolutely.
energy. I mean, there's
Absolutely.
times when you and I don't talk for 2 or 3 days, and
Nope,
then there's weeks where we don't not speak
right,
even face to face on the phone, or not face to,
absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Yes,
But I mean, there's times when we talk every single day, and then there's
yep,
weeks where we barely talk, and
yep,
it's okay because
it's
it's all
okay.
equal.
Yep,
And
yep,
I know if you're not reaching out to me, I'll
yep,
do a check-in, and if you don't
right,
respond, okay, something's going on. She's not
yep,
feeling well. She's stressed at work.
yep,
I'll give her a couple of days and check again,
yep.
and vice versa. I
Yeah, but
mean,
it's like even going to the store the other day, it's like there's not times that like I'm not thinking about you because like
right.
I went to the store the other day and I'm like, I gotta get this pen because Heather's color is in
Yes.
it. I'm like,
Yes.
like there's a color that I like
Yep.
Heather in when she wears it,
Yep.
and I'm always like, it just always complements your skin tone. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna buy this pack
We need that
because
pen. Yeah.
yeah, like I wanted the gray pen, but it's fine. I'm gonna get this and then Heather can get this one. But
Exactly.
it's like those little things. But if I'm not like I'm an only child,
Mhm.
so if you're not thinking like I guess I have a bigger problem with certain things because I and I know you do the same thing too. I don't not think about my kids or
Mhm.
even like the in-laws that were into the family.
Yeah.
Um every day, like,
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
So I don't understand you have 1 child and then you just don't think about that child at all. Like, you don't
I
care?
mean, we've
Like,
talked
I don't
about
know.
that so many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, and it's just like, even other family members, it's like, why should you feel guilty when the other party doesn't feel guilty? Why are you wasting all that energy to be like, "Oh, I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda," when what the hell? The other side ain't doing that shit. So what the fuck you
Exactly.
got to do that shit for? So it's like
Exactly.
so there's just a point when I'm 52, you got to be done. You
No,
just you got
you're
to be
not
done.
52.
Oh,
You're
I'm
8 years away from
eight,
60.
eight. I am 8 years away from 60. Absolutely. And those are the moments that you have to focus on.
Exactly.
Those
No, but it
those things.
is.
Yep.
It is. So,
Yep.
and I mean, and like you're saying, like today, Eliza's traveling.
Yep.
I made sure, remember I said when we started, I said, I'm going to
Absolutely.
put it on actual do not disturb because she's
Yep.
going to text
Yep.
probably by the time we're about finished and say that she made it to her next
Absolutely.
airport. And nope, I want it on silence so that she doesn't beep
Yep.
in or anything.
Yep.
But yeah,
But yeah,
it's hard to be the one-sided friend.
yes, yes. And
And
I mean, I know you've gone through a few things like that
yeah,
and, family versus as, friendships, but it's like
but
there
sometimes friendships are family.
yep, and
They're
you
just
have
a
to
different form.
look, my one of my closest people and I've brought her up several times
Mhm.
is my Jackie,
Mhm.
and she was at my mom's studio, and between
Mhm.
her and quite a few of the girls that literally was my family, and
Yeah.
they still are involved with me. So it's
Yeah.
like, how do you deny someone that does that for you or cares about you to that level to put them aside for someone that could give 2 shits about you?
Right.
No way. I would never do it. I
No.
would I would trade certain people. I'll trade you in for 18 more years with this person.
Yeah.
Because that's the person that checks on me or, whatever. Doesn't
Fact.
have to
Fact.
be doesn't have to be blood related. Doesn't
No.
have to be. Nope,
Nope.
not at all. Yep,
So
yep.
I am going to tell you a very funny story. I guess
Oh
I'm
my
full of the
god.
funny ones today. You're full of the
Yes.
other ones.
I
I'm full
know
of the
I'm the
funny
doom and
ones.
gloom. I'm the doom and gloom and you are the funny
I'm the
story
funny
today. I
today.
love it. Yes, and
So,
this is just great.
so Rich and I decided we're keeping a tally of the bees,
Yes.
which
Okay.
hive does what.
Right.
So I'm officially a beekeeper.
Yep.
And the other day I went out to feed the bees. And I've figured out the issue now, but it goes deeper than what I thought it was when I initially told you the story, Z.
Okay.
But I bumped into the top hive because there's 2 boxes out there. The
Right.
bottom hive is where the bees are. The top hive is just empty, and all that's in there is a feeder
Okay.
because we need to feed them
Right.
for now. So I bumped into the top hive and I moved it.
Okay.
And I assumed it was because I bumped into it. Like I said, it's bigger than that, and we fixed it ish,
Right.
and it won't happen again. But when I went to readjust it, I forgot that bees are little and they don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So I mooshed a couple of bees and I felt so guilty. And as I was mooshing them, I realized how bad I felt. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just smushed a couple of bees. But before I could finish that thought, the bees, when they're under attack, put out this pheromone that smells
Okay.
like bananas. It smells like a banana
Ooh.
peel. It's ooh, but if you smell it, you're in trouble.
You bet.
So I got this waft of instant banana, and I'm like, oh look, the banana, they were right. And I'm like, oh. So as I say that, my veil is full of bees. They're not in my
God.
veil. They're hitting my
Right.
veil.
Right.
They're hitting
Right.
my body. They're hitting all over the place. One bee stung my glove. Didn't get to me though. So I turn and I come running towards the house
Right.
so I could get away from all the bees. And I get up and I kind of flail and I'm getting all the bees off of me, and the bees all come off of me and we're all good. So I'm standing there and I'm doing like a check in the back door because it's all
Yeah.
glass so I can see, and I'm using it as a mirror to see if all the bees are off me. They are. So
Right.
I take off my bee suit outside because I'm like, if there's bees on me, I
Absolutely.
don't want them in the house
Yep.
because, I don't want to be in the house.
Yep.
So I take off my bee suit outside, I take it off and I give it a shake once I get it off, and there's no bees on it. So I'm like, whoo. So I come in the house, I sit down on the step, and I go to take off my shoes, and there's a bee on my shoe. So I go, oh, there's a bee. So I look at it for a second and I'm like, oh no, there's a bee. So I scream, a bee, a bee. And I start flailing around the house again. And I'm running around the basement, run into my she shed, run out of my she shed because I don't know what I was thinking I was going to do in here. It's a dead
Right.
end.
Right.
Rich comes flying down the stairs.
And I said to you, I go, says the beekeeper.
Says the
Says the
beekeeper. He's like,
bee.
what's the matter? I'm like, there was a bee on my shoe. And he's like, what? So I tell him the story. He laughs at me and then says, I'm going to go look at the camera because right now we have an internal camera out there so we
Yes.
can watch them.
Yes.
He said I didn't flail around as much as I thought I did.
Okay.
But we did look at the video and it was kind of funny.
Okay.
But yeah, so this big bad beekeeper
That's
screamed
funny.
running around the house that I had a bee on me.
Bee on you.
And
That's okay. That's okay.
yeah,
You're a newer beekeeper.
a
So
newer
yeah.
beekeeper.
Yes. 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 That's okay
Yeah.
for you. Yeah.
So, but it's going to be private for the first while we figure it out. But we did get the camera that we're going to put it up, and we're going to do a live feed on YouTube
Oh, I love
of the bee
that.
entrance. So
That's
right now it's going to
great.
be a private. We're going to set that up today after the podcast. We're going to set that up and it'll be private for now
Amazing.
until we figure out what we're doing and how to make it work.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, I
so
love that for you.
soon
Yeah,
it'll
that's
be
awesome.
available for, it'll be actual YouTube, but for now it's
Yeah.
just us.
Yep.
But yeah, so
Well,
I'm kind of
just so
excited about that.
excited that you're doing the bees because my Uncle Joey, I got my bee tattoo on me,
Yeah.
and I just I feel like that's this is like watching you on this journey is like so meant to be for me.
Yes, I love
Meant to
this.
be for me.
Ah!
Okay.
All right. So he says we're never right on our time. So
I know we're never. Are we ever right? You
yes,
and I are only.
I am
You,
right all the time.
you and I are right with each other. So I think that's all that matters. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine.
We
I don't
know what
really
time our
care.
timer says.
That's right.
We should
That's
take a screenshot of it so that when he says, what time is it? I can show him the screenshot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what do you want to do? 16, 18?
Sure.
Okay.
TikTok.
Right. TikTok
Okay. So go ahead, you
Um,
start.
all right. So I did this one. I came up with this one.
Yeah.
Shorts or capris, jeans, tank top, t-shirts. What's your summer sundress? I didn't even add sundress, but
Oh,
I'm not even
yeah.
going to ask you about a sundress.
Actually, you know what's so funny? When we usually go to Atlantic City, we usually take our year trip down there.
Yeah.
We're not doing it this year, but you know, I do have this one sundress, I guess you would call it. It is black, of course. But I did get it from Halara, I think it's
Hmm.
called. And it I like have to have it when I go on a trip in the summer. I
Hmm.
make sure I bring it for like the boardwalk. It's so
Yeah.
flowy. It's got pockets. Um yeah, so I do take that, but usually it's shorts.
Hmm.
I usually wear a t-shirt, but work I wear capris. You
Hmm.
know, I think last year was the first year I wore shorts to
Yeah.
work
But we
after
had no
10
heat. It
years.
was so hot in that
Yeah.
building.
It's like 10 years it took me to wear shorts to school, to work, okay? But capris usually, I do use my tank tops, which Michael gets mad because I call them guinea teas because that's what my grandfather used to call them. And I'm Italian, so that's what he used to go get your guinea tea on, right? So that's what I do. Um, Actually, funny story about that. We were in New York and Company one time, and Michael
Hmm.
corrects me. I said to the lady, I go, "Do you have any guinea teas around here?" And she's like, "What?" And Michael goes, "She means tank tops. My wife would like to know where your tank tops are." And I was like, "Yeah, that. Uh, I don't know. It's what you grow up, right? We were talking about that. It's what you grow up knowing." But yeah, that's usually. What about you?
Well, I have to tell you a guinea tea story too before I answer that. So right after my mom's surgery from her breast cancer,
Yes.
we went shopping and she wanted to try wearing a bra. So we were talking to one of the ladies at a lingerie store
Yeah.
and she was like, well, I mean, if this is uncomfortable, because it was very uncomfortable for my mom.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's like, well, just wear a tank top. And my mom says, I'm not wearing a guinea tea. And I looked at my mom and I'm like, they call them camis or tank tops, mom.
Yeah.
We
See?
don't say guinea tea anymore. And
Yeah.
she was like,
Yeah.
whatever. But I just thought it was
I
so
love
funny
your
that my
mom.
mom's like, I'm not wearing a guinea tea.
I love your mom. I love her for that. That's great.
So,
Shout out to
um,
Heather's mom. Love it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just was so funny. But this
Uh,
lady was like so
yeah.
taken aback when my mom said it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
But you know what? If I was in New Jersey, I guarantee that girl at the store would have been like, they're over here.
Exactly. No, she
Yep.
would have been.
Yep.
But so I am shorts. I'm shorts and tank tops.
Yep.
But I do wear capris. Um, yeah, I do wear capris. I like
Yep.
capris.
Yep.
But I'm all about shorts and tank tops.
Yep.
If I do a t-shirt, I generally roll the sleeves.
Yep.
Um, when I was at work with you, I wore
Yep.
capris. I didn't typically wear shorts
Yeah.
just because of what I was doing.
Yep.
And I didn't typically wear tank tops because of what I was doing.
Yep. Yep.
But I wore t-shirts and stuff. But now
Yep.
I'm shorts and tanks.
Yep. Yeah.
As I'm
I guess,
sitting here in a tank top right now.
yeah, I guess I would wear tank tops to work also, but I have
You have a
suggestive
tattoo,
tattoos.
right?
So yeah, I have a memorial for my grandfather on my shoulder with a gun, and it's got the heaven's wings on it. So
Right.
I can't wear that to an elementary school and tell the kids you can't do handguns. So that'd be kind of contradictory. So
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
So
All right. So what generation do you feel has lost manners? Now, we're saying this very broadly because we know that it's not a blanket statement, it's not a blanket
exactly.
feeling. It's just, when has the decrease of manners hit?
I want to say millennials, but it's really not.
It's not. No, I don't
It's
feel like
not.
it
I'm
is.
gonna say the alphas.
Yeah, I have to say
The
it's
the
alphas
ones the
too.
alphas are the ones now, right?
Yep.
Because it
Yeah.
goes
Yep.
X,
Z
millennial,
and then
Z, and then alpha. So
yep.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yep.
say alpha.
Yep. So Gen Z is such a broad time frame.
They wanna be millennials, but they're also like us, but they're
Right.
also alphas. Like
Yeah. So it's like
the
they're stuck in like this limbo
weird
for
like
Gen
we were.
Z.
They're gonna end up, I
Yep.
feel like they're gonna end up a Gen Z or Gen
Yep.
X
Yep. Yep.
because we're no electronics and then all electronics.
Yep.
We're no internet, all internet,
Yep. Yep.
and Z is internet, but we don't want to be internet,
Right.
and so
Right.
I feel like it's alpha.
Yep.
I'm sticking with alpha.
And we do realize, like, I mean, our children, we have many generations of kids. I got
Hmm.
millennials and Gen Zs, and my
Yep.
Gen Zs are not typical Gen
Nor is
Zs.
mine.
They work hard, they're hard workers, they want their money, they're
Right.
always doing that. Um, I don't feel like my millennial is a typical millennial either that they say. I have one at work too, a girl that I work with, she is not the typical
She is not
millennial.
a typical
No.
millennial, but
So
there
I
are
just
a few there.
there are. And some of them are typical millennials.
Yeah.
There's Gen Zs in my building too, the top part of them, and they're not typical Gen Zers.
No.
So I totally understand that it has to do with upbringing,
Right.
parents, all
Hmm.
that stuff. And that is a big thing, is it's the parents. If you're not being parented,
Right.
you're not going to get the manners.
Right.
I
And
have
we were
Yep.
parented, but we were parented different.
Yep.
But we were still parented. I mean, my mom
Yep.
didn't know where I was 90% of the day, but I
No.
guarantee you, she stood out on that porch
Yep.
and called my name. And no matter how far away I was,
Yep. Well, I
game
think it's
telephone
like that.
found me.
I think that inner fear of what
Hmm.
would have happened to you if you didn't get your ass home, that
Exactly.
is gone. Like, there's
Exactly.
no consequence for if you did not do something.
Right.
Um,
And I feel like the alpha kids, because they're the kids right now.
yep,
They're not even
yep,
grown enough to do anything,
yep,
but I feel like they don't get the consequences.
yep. And I have quite a few young kids in my building that are so sweet, and they're like, "Yes, thank you. No, thank you. Good morning." I have one little girl every morning gets off this bus and she gives me a little hug and she goes, "Have the best day, Missy. Just have the best day." And I'm like, "You too, sweetheart." And
Yeah.
I had seen her mom one day, picked her up, and I said to her mom, I said, "One of the best kids in this building.
Yeah.
Like, you did so good. Did good."
Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that brings us to our next one.
Yes.
And I got permission to talk about it,
Okay.
but I'm not going to go into obviously a lot of details.
Sure.
But Allie's
Mhm.
dog Lily, she's a shepherd.
Yeah.
She's a rescue shepherd. She is
Okay.
probably the least typical shepherd in the world.
Aw.
She doesn't realize, I think, she's a shepherd.
It's adorable.
But she doesn't. I mean, she does like the crying and the herding and all that. But
Yeah.
in reality, I don't think she thinks she's a shepherd. I think she thinks
Okay.
she's actually a person.
Okay.
But she got hurt at daycare,
Aw.
and they kind of kept her calm for a week, and then she got worse, and then she was fine, and then she got worse. So they
Okay.
took her to the vet, and the vet
Yep.
said she either has a torn ACL or a sprain.
Okay.
So they said, let's schedule and come back and we'll do an x-ray, because obviously with
Yes.
animals, you can't just x-ray like people. You have to
Yep.
sedate them and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they put her on some pain meds and they told her, keep her calm and whatever. And then they were going back to get the x-ray to see if she had the torn ACL. So that brings me to a question that
Okay.
I fundamentally ask. When it comes to animals and major medical decisions, surgeries, conditions that require daily meds,
Yep.
whatever, where is your personal line drawn?
Well, I feel like, first of all, and I hate to say this because you love your animals, but the first line is cost.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate to say that, not that their life isn't important, but if you can't afford it,
Right.
how are you going to do it? You
Right.
know, and it's very expensive. We had one puppy; she had liver shunts,
Mm,
and she did not get her first little menstrual cycle because of this, and it went through. She was only a year old, and
mm,
she was dying, and they said, oh yeah, you could take her home. And we were actually in Florida. My mom, Joyce, and my daughter were here with
mm-hmm.
her, and they were like, you could take her home and give her this anti-seizure medicine every day, but you're going to have to pick her up and put her outside to go to the bathroom because she won't be able to walk. Well, first of all, what kind of life is that for her? She's
Right.
not going to be able to play with toys, or she's just going to lay in a bed all day.
Right.
That's terrible. Um, to look at the sadness on her face like every
Yeah.
day. Come on. So yeah, so we decided to put her down.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem was to get her ashes, because we wanted her to be separately cremated. Um, it was like $3,000 to
Yeah.
get her, plus whatever, it was like $3,000 with what they did and the cremation.
Right.
So it's like, did we want her back? Yes, we wanted her back. So we paid the medical bill, and then we had
Right.
to wait to get her ashes because I could pay
Right.
$3,000 at that point to get my dog back.
Yes.
So, so yeah, it's all those little things that lot has to do with money. It's
Yeah.
such a money game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I 100% agree.
Yep.
During COVID, we had a dog and she got sick during COVID,
Yeah.
and I took her to the vet, and well, that's not true. I tried to get her into my vet, but my vet wasn't doing emergencies because it was
Okay.
COVID.
COVID. Right.
So I could schedule an appointment, and their next vet appointment was scheduled like 3 weeks out, and I'm like,
Yep.
"No, she's sick today." So I
Right.
took her to the emergency vet, which everybody knows is
Oh,
$400 to walk in.
yep.
And so I took her to the emergency vet, and basically the emergency vet was like, we can do one of two things. We can let her be comfortable for the weekend and you can say goodbye, or we
Right.
can do it today. Those are your choices. And because I told them, I'm like, look, I'm not working. I
Yep.
mean, it was COVID, so
Yep.
everything was weird. And so we ended up letting her be the most spoiled dog in the world for the weekend, and we brought her
Yep.
back the following week, and we said goodbye to her, and she's sitting at home on Eliza's TV right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we did the same thing. We paid actually the emergency vet was very nice. They didn't charge us for the visit. She just charged us, I'm sorry, she didn't charge us for her time. She just charged us for the visit and the medications.
Okay.
So the vet was like, because it's COVID, she's like, I'm not
Yeah.
charging anybody who's having
Yep.
a situation like this. She's like, I can't.
Yep.
So um yeah, I never asked Allie what their plans were. But I would have supported her in anything that she chose.
Absolutely.
Because it's a different scenario for everybody.
Absolutely.
Her and Lily, her shepherd, go way back. I mean, she
Right.
rescued Lily. That was her first rescue. You know,
Yep.
it's different when it's that kind of an animal, um but no, I'm with you. The first
Yep.
question is the money and the life.
Right. Right.
If
What
if
is
I
the
can't afford it or almost afford it, what kind of life are they going to have anyway?
Absolutely. Yep.
If they're going to be painful and I'm going to have to give them pain meds daily,
Oh my
is
God.
that worth it?
No,
I
no.
don't I
So
don't
sad.
know.
Yeah, so sad. I mean, just to satisfy your own needs to
That's
have your
selfish.
dog. Yep. Yep. Very
Well, wait a minute.
selfish.
That brings us back to our generation of manners.
True. True.
No.
That is true.
But that to me becomes a very selfish moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Beneficial for the dog. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
make them happy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But luckily, Allie said she sent me pictures of her this week, and the x-rays came back. She did not tear her ACL. It
Oh,
was just a bad
yay.
sprain. And Lily is they're trying very hard now to keep her calm. So
Yeah.
that means she's feeling better. So I'm very
Very
happy about
good.
that.
When when Charlie was little,
Mhm.
she sprained her tail. I know. she whacked that tail so hard around when she was I mean, she still does it, but
Right.
she learned her lesson. And she was just such a happy
You do
puppy.
that?
Yeah. And she was running around back and forth. All of a sudden, I think it was like either the edge of the door frame or the door. And we just heard, like that high pitched cry.
Yeah.
And she was just put her tail down. And we were like, "What's the matter, sweetheart? What's the matter?" And so we're checking, and she was like looking at her tail like, "This really hurts." So it got swollen. So we took her, to the vet.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, like, she literally sprained her tail, and she couldn't pick it up for like months. Like, you couldn't pick up the tail. And I was just like, who has a dog that sprains their fucking tail? Me. Yep. Too happy. Just too happy. I'm too
Oh my
happy.
gosh.
Yep.
That's so
Yep.
funny.
But Charlie. She's a very happy puppy. I mean, she's gonna
Oh,
be 7 this year, but she's a very happy puppy.
she's a puppy.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah, because
it's so funny because one thing she hates is if I do an accent, a certain
Mhm.
accent, she hates this one certain accent I do. And also, she hates when I do the line from Con Air where he's reading the note from the child. And I go, "My name is Charlie, and I'm 6 years old.
Yeah.
I'm going to see my daddy on July 14th." She just is like, "Shut up, lady. I can't take it." Yeah, she just hates it so
Well,
bad.
she is Charlie, and she is 6 years old.
Yep, yep, absolutely. And she's just like, "I hate that. Shut up, lady." Yep,
Epic. All right.
yep.
You want to do the last 5
Sure.
minute?
This is from Kate, and she wants to know what animal, if you were allowed to have as a pet, what animal would you want it to be? Like any animal. And why? Why would you want it to be that animal?
So Rich says my answer was supposed to be a raccoon because they're so smart and cool and cute.
Oh,
I
that
don't
would be
agree with that.
Michael's. Yeah,
Huh?
that would be Michael's. He loves
Yeah,
raccoons.
that would be Rich. Yeah.
Yep.
Mine would be a tiger. I love, love,
Oh,
love tigers.
that's why you love me. I'm the year of the tiger.
See? I'll just keep you as my pet.
That's right. There you go.
No, tigers. They're just so beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful and they're loyal. I mean, as
Yeah.
odd as that sounds, they are loyal.
Yep. But thank you.
So,
No, I'm just joking.
and the crazy people who make very weird accents.
Yes, yes. I guess I would have 2. So one would be a monkey. I would love to have a pet monkey.
Okay.
I wanted one since I was like little, and that's why I have my little puppet. Um, and a panda. I would love to have a panda.
Oh yeah, pandas are adorable.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, they always have those reels of why they even exist because they don't defend themselves very well. They're falling
The
out of trees and
rolling.
rolling. And yeah, and Alex and I have always collected pandas, and I have my panda tattoo for him. And it's like they're just like a big bear. And we went to actually see them one time. I think it was in Washington. They had the pandas. So
Mm,
we took Alex and the kids to the zoo, and we didn't tell Alex that they had pandas there. We just went.
mhm.
And he sees like the little statue, and he's like, "Oh, that's a panda." And we're like, "Yeah, that's a panda statue." So we went into the little area where they could see them, and he
Mhm.
about like cried because he's like he never saw a real panda, and it was just we watched the panda cam all the time. And
Oh,
yeah, and actually the panda cam that we used to watch was the one from the zoo.
oh, that's
So
funny.
yeah, and I feel like they were going to have babies or something, and that's why we kept watching it, because they were going to have the
Probably
babies or
because that makes
something.
sense because that was the
Yeah.
first time they had one get pregnant
Yep.
in a zoo in
So
captivity.
yeah. Yep. So he was there, and here comes this little panda out, and he's ripping the bamboo, and Alex was just in shock that this thing was real in front of him. And it was just like I still can picture his little face being like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's a real panda." Yep.
That's
But
funny.
yep.
So I guess if I had two, my second one would be an eagle.
Oh. Oh, Zach would be right up there with you.
I would
Yeah.
be an eagle. Or I wouldn't
Yeah.
be. I would have an eagle.
You have an eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could have the tiger and an eagle, I think my life would be complete.
Yeah. I would love to learn how to do the falconry. Falconry.
There's a place we could do it. There's a place in Vermont.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I would love that. I love my falcons. So
All right.
yeah.
You know me. I'm hitting the Google.
Here we go. We got a lot of trips, man. A lot of trips came out of this podcast for you and I. Yeah, I love my falcons. I do follow quite a few things on Instagram for birds. I do follow, I think it's Grow on Instagram.
Okay.
And I follow this one man that talks about all of the different birds, which I do believe he's in Australia. I feel like, yeah, and he talks about owls and all those like different birds, how they mimic sounds and stuff. He's very educational. I like to follow educational things on Instagram.
So, you ready for this?
Yep.
I found a falconry place in Woodstock, Vermont, which is 2 hours and 20 minutes from your house and an hour and 50 minutes from my house.
Oh, cool.
And it's where we actually get to play with them.
Awesome. We'll have to do it.
So,
all right.
Found it.
Got plans. We're getting plans from this podcast today.
Seriously. Yep. All right.
But yep, Nightshade, we will be.
Nightshade is our first one. We've been waiting for that.
Yes.
But all right.
All right.
I will wrap us up here, I guess, or we will wrap us up here. I don't know what the I was.
Okay. She gonna wrap us up.
I'm gonna wrap us up and tie a bow. No, we got to go out to the bees as soon as they start to get active. We got to go out there and put the cams out, the new secret webcam, so we can hook it up. When I get that, I'll link it to you so you can see it, and eventually we'll get it out to everybody.
Absolutely.
But
perfect.
Shout out to Charlie. He's getting baptized today or this weekend.
Yay! All the Charlies. I love
all the Charlies.
Yep.
But on that note, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. 800.
Thank you.
More than 800 now.
More than 800. Thank you for
6
all
months
of our
in.
peoples. Yeah. Yep.
We're amazing.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Bye. Love yous.
Bye.
Well, my coffee's cold.
Mine too. But let's not forget that you can find us on all the social media outlets: Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and on our website, dowelove.thatforyou.com.
We will have weekly show updates and post pictures from whatever we talk about each week. So grab your hot cup of coffee and join us on the next episode of
Do We Love That For You?
Do We?
Do we?
Bye, and enjoy DJ Slink's Jersey Anthem.
Everybody, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Break it back, your hips up, down, up, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. From Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not. Everybody, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Your hips up, down, up,
We're
down.
from Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby.
You need a new team. Rock your hips up, down, up, down. Rock your hips up, down, up, down. Rock your hips up, down, up, down. Rock your hips up, down,
Everybody,
up, down.
I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.